suit checks out. I'll be on the lookout for trouble you can dive into.
Okay, understood.
So, I downloaded another treat off the Game Pass today, one which is included with the EA Play, which is Anthem. Now, I thought I'd play this because back in 2019 when this was released, I was super hyped for this coming out because I was a big Destiny player at the time, and this was meant to be the big rival to it, you know. It looked incredible on the trailers and what you could do and stuff like that, but you know, I gave it a couple of weeks to see what the reviews would say before I went and spent, 40, 50 quid on it. And they were bad. They were very bad reviews. And yeah, I thought, it's been 2 years now since this game came out. And I wondered if it was, well, playable and enjoyable. So I played it for about an hour or two. That's where I got this footage from. And I enjoyed it. The level of depth in the gear system and stuff like that is very similar to Destiny as well. The way you can customize your character. I just felt after that kind of 2 hours it was almost a bit pointless because knowing that the end game content isn't the best, and once you've maxed out your character and leveled up, similar to kind of Destiny where you're kind of thinking, well, what's next? And at least Destiny brings out new like DLC content like every so often, whereas there's nothing coming out for this now. But I think graphics wise it still holds up. Like I know 2 years isn't that long, but it still looks really, really good. I had everything pretty much on high, a couple of things on ultra, and it ran well. Got over 60 frames, and yeah, it looks incredible, especially when you're flying through the planet, hitting the water through the air, like the earlier clip right at the start. That's just the best thing about this game, and it feels very satisfying to do, especially when you come flying down and land on a bunch of enemies and kind of knock them over or knock them out or anything. It's yeah, it's a great feeling. But yeah, I mainly wondered, why did this game fail? It's got all the base of a good game. You just look at Destiny and how well that did, and it's just wondering why this didn't do so well. So what happened to this game? Well, basically when it came out in 2019 and received pretty much terrible reviews, so the streamers that were playing it at the time to try and make it popular, they weren't enjoying it either, and it was clear to see it was just lacking content. But over the years they've heavily patched the game to fix multiple bugs and improve the gameplay and tried to give it some content, but what they did is just create a game that just feels repetitive. Most of the tasks that you're doing it just feels like you're doing it for the sake of it. You're not actually achieving anything, and I don't think there's any PvP. I didn't see an option for it, which is a shame because that could have been something cool, but yeah, that wasn't put in either. It was mainly a PvE game, which I'm down for, but I think you need to add some form of PvP in there to keep people interested. If they had some kind of PvP with like a rank system, that would have been cool, but yeah, they definitely missed out there. So after pretty much a year of heavily patching the game, they announced in 2020 that they were looking to, instead of kind of add content to this, work on a predecessor, which would basically wipe this game out, which would be called Anthem Next, or NEXT. Now, supposedly this was worked on quite a while by the Anthem team, but in the end, well, earlier this year, a couple of months ago, they announced that they'd pulled the plug on it, and Anthem would be, well, there would be no better version of this Anthem, but they would continue to support the servers that are currently open and maintain this game. I doubt they'll ever add anything to it now. I think it's just one of those which EA is going to accept as, well, basically a flop, and a big one. But, you know, I struggle to think of a game that had this much hype that has really, really gone bad. You know, there's most games that get the hype, they, you know, if they launch bad, normally they're fixed within a couple of months or at least within a year to make it playable again and get some of the player base back, whereas this is just, well, it's pretty much lost it all now, and that's probably why you can pick it up in like the EA store for like a £5 or something like that now. I mean, the fact that it's on EA Play on the Game Pass kind of says that it's a dead game, because they don't put many brand new games on there. I think another reason as well why they've kind of called it this year is because games like Dragon Age and Mass Effect, you know, they've got a popular player base, and they know they're going to be a success. You know, the people that want that game are going to buy it, and there's a lot more that want that than want a reboot to this. You know, I think it's just done. It's just it's a shame, because there's so many cool things in this game that were really cool to do. It just felt, yeah, it feels like a really good game. I'd advise trying it out, especially now it's on the Game Pass. But again, you might feel like I felt, that you just kind of, after a couple of hours or so, you feel like what's the point of leveling up and getting to that high level, because there's nothing to look forward to. You know, it's not like you're completing, well, there is some form of story to it, but I just felt myself skipping all the cutscenes. I just was not invested at all from the minute, like from the start. But hey, maybe you might feel a bit different. But yeah, I thought I'd just do a quick video on this and talk about it, because yeah, it was meant to be a really big game, but yeah, it's a shame. But let me know what you guys think. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.